Hi everybody, it's Dylan from Palm Springs Fabulous, returning after a few months off during summer. In the heat, you have to leave a little bit. Today I am with Christine Tringali Nunes, actress, comedian, and also owner of 5 UPS stores here in the Valley.
Yeah.
And she is such a talent. I was lucky enough to see her in a production earlier this year, Mid-Century Moderns. She was the leading lady. It was an incredible musical, rave reviews all over town. Everyone was just besotted with her. Her voice is incredible, her acting skills. We were all singing in our seats. It was set in the 60s, Palm Springs in the 60s, with classic hits that everyone loves. And she plays a delightful character called Marianne, who starts off as a mousy housewife, and it's transformed to this empowered woman. You're the owner of the UPS, but your big passion is acting and always has been acting. You're so talented. I was blown away. I was so blown away, as you know, because when I came up to you after at the end, I just couldn't stop praising you. Why are you not a star?
Oh,
a household name.
I am not a star because when I was 17, I made a beeline for Los Angeles and I got to meet every celebrity I wanted to meet. And I got very close to signing a record deal with Warner Brothers. But I had a change of heart after the whole fast scene. After a month, I was like, I got to go to camp. So I left. And it was really fast for me. And then a few years later, I had my kids really young, and I decided then that I wasn't going to pursue acting. I was just going to be focused on raising my kids. I grew up with a kid whose mom and his 2 aunts were the Pointer Sisters, and I knew they really missed their mothers, and the grandmother took care of all of them, and I just was not in a position to have my parents take care of my kids while I traveled. So I didn't do anything, and I raised them, and I didn't do any acting really until I came to Palm Springs.
Wow.
And my neighbor across the street, Bruce Weber, he had me audition for Next to Normal with Desert Theater Works, and I got the leading role in that show, and it was something. I was like an hour and a half rock opera.
I mean, for someone who hasn't been doing it, you're like, oh, I was just raising kids. I wasn't doing it.
I was singing in the shower. I would do charity things.
God.
That would keep me, charity things once a year. I would do every other year. That would keep me going just a little bit. You know,
wow.
But I've been busy since I've been here, 6 years now, and I've done quite a few shows and have gotten to work with some amazing talent down here. Mid-Century Modern is coming back.
Oh, good.
We're doing our next run starting November 17th at Oscars.
Okay.
So it'll be Thursday nights and Friday nights for about a month and a half. The stage will be done by Bruce Weber, and we'll be at Oscars. We're really excited about that.
Oh, good, because everyone wanted it to be a permanent residency because it was just unbelievably popular. How did you end up acting? Like, what started you? Were you a high school performer?
I was in high school. Yeah, in high school, I discovered really quickly that I'm good at that. I mean, everybody has something that they're good at.
Yeah.
I love the challenge of becoming somebody else.
Right.
I love the challenge of becoming somebody else, talking like somebody else, walking like somebody else. I love that art, and I love to do that.
Right.
And I always have. And so when I got older, I taught myself how to sing from listening to Bette Midler, Bonnie Raitt, Barbra Streisand. Those were my teachers.
Good teachers.
They taught me how to sing.
Yeah.
And I'd listen to it over and over and over and over.
So you're a good mimic.
Yes.
But then you have your own.
But I got my own.
You definitely have your own voice. So when you were singing in that musical Mid-Century Moderns, your voice was so delightful, but it's definitely your own. It's not someone else's, but they inspired you and showed you the way, I guess.
And how to breathe. I mean, lots of important things with vocals. I would listen over and over and like, how can she do that note? How can she hold it that long? You know, just technique.
And what's your favorite quality of Marianne, the character that you play in Mid-Century Moderns, where you're like,
she's fearless.
Fearless, okay.
It was, she might not be completely fearless, but the show starts where her husband dies, Ernie, and she's in Wisconsin, and he leaves her with some cash from his insurance policy. And she decides right away that on the day that he's buried, that she's going to go to California.
I love that. She sees in a magazine a secretary, and she says, that's what I want. Like, I want to be a glamorous secretary.
At a modern architectural firm.
Oh my gosh. So how do you identify with Marianne, you personally? Like,
oh my gosh. Well, leaving Sacramento, in my late 40s to come down to the desert to perhaps open a UPS store. I mean, we were starting over, and our kids were grown. We're like, bye, and then we moved down here, and it was taking a big chance, and taking a big chance, meeting new people, and putting ourselves out there, and
it worked out well.
And then
it worked
making
out
wonderful
well.
friends,
Yeah.
and it has worked out really well.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Dylan.
And I'm going to share all the links so you can see Mid-Century Moderns, connect with Christine. She's an entrepreneur in the Women's Entrepreneur Group of Palm Springs, and I'm the vice president of that. So I do feature women from the group every month. So follow along to that playlist if you haven't. Stay fabulous.
Thank you.